The biggest con in rugby league history just got exposed. Multi-million-dollar contracts, ghost promises, career-ending decisions, already made. And the players who bet everything on R360, they're about to find out they've been played. Listen to this carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will shake the entire NRL to its core. Right now, as we speak, some of the biggest names in rugby league are sitting in limbo. Zach Lomax walked away from Parramatta. Ryan Papenwyzen, one of the most electrifying fullbacks in the game, released from Melbourne Storm. Nelson Azofa-Solomona, a powerhouse forward, also cut loose. These aren't fringe players looking for a payday. These are legitimate superstars who made life-altering decisions based on promises that are now crumbling like a house of cards. And here's where it gets absolutely mental. R360, the so-called revolutionary global rugby competition that was supposed to launch in October next year, just pulled the plug. Not cancelled, mind you, but delayed. Until 2028. That's not a delay, that's a disaster. Players were promised tax-free millions, a global stage, and a chance to revolutionize the sport. Instead, they're getting excuses about market conditions and commercial certainty. But wait, it gets worse. The NRL has already drawn a line in the sand. Anyone who signs with R360, 10-year ban. Not a suspension, a ban. Career over. And international rugby? Same story. Sign with this rebel league and you can kiss your test career goodbye. So these players who've already burned bridges, who've already been released from their clubs, are now stuck in absolute no man's land. Peter V'landys called it months ago. He literally said R360 was a competition out of a cornflakes box. And you know what? The man was right. Everyone laughed at him. Everyone said he was scared, that he was protecting his territory, that he was underestimating the threat. But look at where we are now. Friday night, R360 drops a bombshell announcement dressed up as a strategic decision. They're calling it a full-scale launch in 2028, talking about stronger market conditions and better timing. Translation? We don't have the money, we don't have the broadcast deal, and we definitely don't have the players. And this is where the real tragedy hits. Payne Haas, the most dominant forward in rugby league, off contract at the end of next season, reportedly being offered $3 million a year by R360. $3 million. That's life-changing money. That's generational wealth. But now what? Does he wait until 2028? Does he trust that this competition will even exist in 3 years? Or does he stay in the NRL, take less money, but secure his legacy and his career? Think about the position these players are in right now. Zach Lomax left the Eels, one of the most historic clubs in rugby league. He walked away from guaranteed money, from a team, from stability. For what? A promise. Ryan Papenwyzen could have been Melbourne's fullback for the next decade. He's 26 years old, entering his prime. Instead, he's jobless, clubless, and waiting on a competition that might never happen. And here's the thing that nobody's talking about. Mike Tindall, the R360 board member, came out with this statement full of corporate buzzwords. Supporting long-term growth. Global Showcase League. Broadening rugby's appeal. It's all smoke. Pure smoke. Because if you had the money, if you had the backers, if you had the broadcast deal, you wouldn't delay for 2 years. You'd launch. You'd capitalize on the momentum. You'd prove the doubters wrong. But they can't. And now the entire rugby league world is watching this train wreck in slow motion. The NRL must be celebrating right now. They've held firm, they've protected their competition, and they're about to watch their biggest threat collapse before it even begins. V'landys looks like a genius. The clubs that held onto their players look smart. And the agents who pushed their clients toward R360? They look like cowboys chasing fool's gold. This isn't just about one competition failing. This is about trust. This is about careers. When Nelson Azofa-Solomona got released from the Storm, do you think he did that lightly? These decisions are massive. These are players with families, mortgages, futures to think about. And they made these calls based on promises from people who just proved they can't deliver. The credibility is gone. Completely shattered. Even if R360 somehow launches in 2028, who's going to sign? What player is going to risk their career, their reputation, their earning potential on a competition that's already failed once? And make no mistake, this is a failure. You can dress it up however you want, but when you promise October 2026 and deliver maybe 2028, that's a broken promise. And the timing couldn't be worse. Rugby league is booming right now. The NRL expansion is working. The money is flowing. Players are getting paid better than ever before. Why would anyone jump ship to an unproven league that can't even launch on time? The answer is, they won't. Not anymore. So here we are. The biggest threat to the NRL just became the biggest joke. Players are stranded. Agents are scrambling. And R360 is hoping everyone forgets about this disaster by 2028. But here's the reality. Will anyone actually show up when 2028 rolls around? Or is this the beginning of the end for rugby's rebel dream? The answer is brutally simple. R360 is finished. Done. Over. Because in professional sports, trust is everything, and they just burned every bridge they had. Players won't forget this. Agents won't forget this. And the NRL? They're already locking down their stars with new deals while R360 scrambles to salvage what's left of their reputation. Zach Lomax, Ryan Papenhuisen, Nelson Azofa-Salamona, these guys are now cautionary tales. Walking warnings to every other player thinking about chasing promises from unproven leagues. The NRL didn't just win this battle, they won the war without firing a single shot. R360 self-destruct. And here's the kicker. Even if they somehow launch in 2028, the damage is permanent. No elite player will risk their prime years on a maybe. Not when the NRL is offering guaranteed money, packed stadiums, and a competition that's been running strong for over 100 years. R360 needed to be bold, to be revolutionary, to be undeniable. Instead, they're just another failed experiment that couldn't deliver when it mattered most. The players who believed? They're scrambling for backup plans. The investors who funded this? They're probably re-evaluating everything. And the fans who were curious? They've moved on. Because in rugby league, momentum is everything, and R360 just threw theirs in the bin. Peter V'landys was right all along. This was a cornflakes box competition. All packaging, no substance. And now the entire rugby world knows it. For all the latest breaking news and explosive updates in Australian sports, smash that subscribe button and join Aussie Sports Central. We don't just report the news, we expose the truth. Hit that notification bell because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Trust me, it's going to be massive.